back to my channel. I'm going to keep this intro short and sweet because you are going to hear my voice this entire video because I voice over 3 different last minute, you already have everything in your house, you don't need to buy anything, super easy makeup looks. The first look we are doing is called a Scarehoe, like a scarecrow, but she's a hoe, you know. Oh, I didn't even mean for that to rhyme. It's super easy. I've seen this all over. You can easily pair this look with a flannel, some over-the-knee boots, and boom, you are good to go, and it is super simple, super easy. The next look we are doing is Euphoria inspired makeup. I know everyone is going to be doing this look. This look has been super popular since Euphoria came out. And the great thing about this is you do not have to be exact. It doesn't have to be the exact makeup, the exact hair, or the exact outfit. This is sort of a Euphoria style interpretation. And the last look we are doing today is Dead Anything. Originally I was going to do a dead festival girl, but when I started doing the makeup I kind of just got carried away. But you could seriously be dead anything. You could be a dead schoolgirl, festival girl, you could literally be dead anything. It's definitely the hardest makeup I did. I had to redo it 3 times. I do want to say I am in no way a makeup artist at all. Like, I literally am not a makeup artist. I am not good at makeup. I just have fun with it, and I kind of like, I can get by. I feel like that's everything I wanted to say. I wanted to say 1, these are 3 easy looks you can do in like an hour. 2, I'm not a makeup artist. 3, subscribe to this channel if you are not already, and like this video if you like these kind of videos. Okay, I feel like that's everything. Let's get into it.
All right, guys, let's get into this Scarehoe look today. We are starting with just priming our eyes with a little bit of concealer. That way the eyeshadow just hits just right. Next, we are applying the eyeshadow. So for this look, I really wanted to do like a burnt orange, but you can pick any fall color. You could do dark brown, dark red, anything you're feeling, but this one just honestly looks good with my eye color. So next, we're literally just creating a smoky eye effect with whatever you chose. Oh, this is me adding a little bit of extra powder for all that fallout because we are going to be using a lot of dark colors like grays and browns. But really right now, I'm just blending. That's really all I'm doing. I'm just adding a little bit of gray, a little bit of brown, and really just blending until I get that smoky effect that I'm looking for. And now I'm just brushing off all that extra powder so that my face looks normal. And now we are adding my little rosy cheeks. So usually when I put blush on, I don't do this creepy little smile, but I wanted to make sure that I was getting the product right on the apples of my cheeks. So just give a little smirk and then add the same color eyeshadow to the apples of your cheek to really create that like scarecrow effect. And then you can just clean up any extra spots with your beauty blender. So now I'm just contouring like normal. I have a super round face, so I could not leave out this contour. Luckily, my bronzer is a little bit warm, so it kind of fits really nicely with this orange, but we're just doing the head, the cheeks, you know, the whole deal. And then we just take a big blendy brush and kind of put it all together to make sure it looks good. And now I am just doing a little extra smoke under my eyes to really balance out the whole look. So now we are adding some fake freckles to really give that like scarecrow country vibe. So I just took a dark brown eyeliner and literally just went to town on my face. I really have no like rhyme or reason. And then I just took a beauty blender and kind of went over the freckles to make them look like a little bit more lived in so that the color wasn't super bright. Now I am penciling out what I'm going to fill in with my liner, but I just wanted to do it with a pencil first to make sure I like wasn't going wild with the liner. So I'm just tracing my nose and then my little smile. I don't really know what to call it. And now we are just filling in my little Scarehoe nose with that same color that's on our eyes and our cheeks. So you are about to see me be super dumb, but I'm tracing over those pencil lines with liquid liner, but I brought the mirror too close to my face so you can't see it for the first half. But I'm literally just penciling the same lines, and then I add little stitch marks. I'm not really making these perfect, I'm kind of just doing it wherever because, you know, stitches aren't perfect on a Scarehoe. And now I'm tracing my smile as well. Same thing, just taking a black liquid liner and going over the pencil marks that we already made. And now I'm just adding my little stitches, and I'm just doing them randomly. I didn't really try to make them even or perfect or anything. I literally just like added them to my face. And that's the good thing about this costume, is you don't really have to be perfect, because Scarehoes really aren't perfect. And so now I'm taking a dark brown color and I'm kind of going over the lines I just made to give them sort of like a shadow effect. I feel like it just makes it look a little more realistic. They look like they're actually in your skin. So literally just take a pencil and go over what you already did with the liquid liner. And I'm doing the same thing for my nose, really just around the edges, and it just kind of makes it look like it's on your face rather than just makeup on top of it. And now I'm just taking that same liquid liner and kind of going over any parts that I feel like were a little too dull because of the brown shadow. Now I'm taking the Jeffree Star color in Leo. This is literally one of my favorite browns ever, and I'm just taking this and using it as my liquid lip. I'm definitely overlining, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do as a Scarehoe. And I put these clips in like super hype speed because you don't need to see me doing a liquid liner. It's pretty self-explanatory, but I just wanted to do it to add a little extra oomph to the look. And now I'm just taking that same liner and adding these little fake eyelashes on the bottom corner of my lash line. I feel like it just adds to like this doll-like effect. I know we're being Scarehoes and not dolls, but it just sort of fit the vibe. And I'm just taking that same color and kind of smoking out the bottom lash just one more time to add a little extra effect. And now I am tightlining my eye like I always do with my peach color because it just really helps open up your eye. I'm using a really gold highlighter. I feel like it didn't come up on camera as much as it did in person, but I wanted to keep with that warm tone, so I just added a gold highlight and then touched up the makeup like usual. So for the hair, I wanted to do like a really easy look, so I'm just sectioning off these parts that I'm going to use as like fake bangs, and I'm just pinning them back so I can focus on the rest of my head. I look crazy, I know. So I am just literally braiding 2 pigtails, and I'm going to stop the braid pretty high up because I love that effect. I don't know what it's called, I don't know why, but I just think it's really cute when there's like a huge tail at the bottom. And then after you braid them, you can just kind of fluff them out, pull some pieces, make it look a little more lived in, and then we're going to curl those fake bangs. I know this is like super trendy right now, and I feel like it's just like a really easy way to give that country Scarehoe effect. For this Euphoria inspired look, we're going to start by taping the edges of our eye because I want a really sharp eyeshadow look. I'm honestly going to adjust where this is in a little, but let's not rush. You can see me tapping off some of the stickiness because I do have my foundation already on and I don't want the tape to just like rip it all off. The look that I was inspired by is one that Maddie's wearing on the show, but she has teal eyeshadow, and to be totally honest, I don't, and I honestly like the color purple anyway, so I just decided to take my own spin on this and kind of switch it up. So I started with a really rich purple. Here's where I switched where the tape was. It honestly was just bothering me, the placement of it, so I ended up matching the end of the tape with the end of my eyebrow. I felt like it just created a really direct line. So I sat here and patted this eyeshadow on for, I promise you, 20 minutes. Like I'm literally just tapping and blending with a few different shades of purple, but just to get a little bit of dimension in the look. Next, I took some blue eyeshadow. I was honestly just feeling, very inspired by Euphoria, and I just wanted to make a really cool, fun look. So I just took a dark blue and created like a little smoky eye effect. This is me being absolutely shook at how sharp that line is. I know there's a little bit of shadow underneath, but we're gonna fix that in a second. So now I'm just taking a flat brush and my foundation and I'm just cleaning up the lines. I really wanted it to be super sharp and super clean, so this is a really easy way to make sure it's perfect. So again, I have my eyeliner in super high speed, but this one is actually easier than the last time because you can use the edge of the shadow as a guide to how far you want to drag the liner out. It honestly makes it so much easier to just make a really dramatic wing look. I honestly just felt like the eyeshadow look was a little dark, so I took a shimmery purpley shade and I'm kind of just throwing that on top to sort of just brighten it and bring some light back into the eyes. Here I am, contouring, gotta snatch that face, gotta make sure you look good, so, contour, blend, the whole nine. And for highlight, I added a little bit of a purple shimmer because I really just wanted to play up that purple shimmer effect on my eyes. As you can tell, I was feeling myself. Now time for the gems. So you're going to need tweezers and eyelash glue to make sure that they last all night long. So like I said in the beginning, I was definitely inspired by that look Maddie was wearing, but honestly, once I had the gems on, I was kind of just doing my own thing. I had some light ones and then some purple ones I wanted to add in just to match the same color as my eyeshadow. Like I said in the beginning, it's really cool that you can kind of just do whatever you want and it'll pass as Euphoria inspired makeup. You can really have fun with it, do any colors, any gems, just like literally do you. And I decided to do my mascara off camera, but I'm just taking the same gems from one side and doing it on the other. This was so much fun. I literally would wear this makeup every single day if I could. And then for lips, I just did a bright sparkly pink and you're all set. For our last look, we are doing this dead anything sort of vibe. Again, I kind of wanted to start with like a dead festival look, but it sort of just turned into a dead girl. This is me adding powder like I always do because dark grays and dark blues have a ton of fallout and the powder just makes it way easier to brush away. So for a dead look, you're really honestly just going to be adding layers and layers of dark grays, dark blacks, dark browns. You can kind of add whatever you want, and that's really what I was going for. I'm sort of just blending and blending, adding shades and then blending more. Think back to YouTube 2010 when smoky eyes were all the rage. That's sort of what you're going for. So I added black right in the corner just to kind of umph up my smoky eye. I also took a dark brown shade to add as my transition color because I didn't want it to be such a stark contrast between my skin and the dark gray eyeshadow, so the brown sort of gives it just a little bit of transition and warms it up as much as it can. And now we take a deep breath because we're about to do our contour. That did not work. So this was my first attempt and I used way too big of a brush. So we're actually gonna wipe this off and try again. And here we are for attempt 2 with a way smaller brush that allowed me to be really precise with the contour, which is what I didn't have before and it kept being an issue. So right now I'm just sucking in and really hollowing out my cheeks to sort of give that gaunt dead effect. I'm also adding a dark brown shade right underneath the contour just to give it a little bit more depth, and then we blend until my hand falls off. Like literally I was blending and my hand was cramping. Usually with contour you want to blend up so your face looks brighter, but with this one you actually kind of want to blend down because it's going to help bring your face down and look a little more dead. So I just keep going back between dark browns and dark grays and I'm just adding a little bit extra shadow. And now we're taking black to really just add some extra depth and give this contour the dead disgusting vibe we're going for. So you're actually going to see me add a fake highlight. I didn't want to add anything sparkly or white, so I'm adding a light gray shade. I feel like this just helped give the top of my cheekbone a little bit extra definition because the bottom is so dark. Here I am trying to contour my nose. I'm not actually contouring it for shape, I'm more contouring it for effect. I just really want it to look gaunt and dead, so I'm taking that same dark gray shade and tracing from my eyebrow all the way down to my nostril. And as with everything, this is all about blending, so just add a little bit of definition and then blend, definition and then blend. And I know this look is not perfect. Like I said, I am not a makeup artist, but this was just my interpretation. I pulled a lot of looks from Pinterest and YouTube, so honestly, watch some other people and do it better than me, TBH. Now for the fake blood. So you are gonna see me stare at myself and be very confused because I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to do, but I honestly was just so drawn to the fake tears. I really wish, looking back, that I had used a smaller brush because the tears would have been way more defined, but once I started, I just kind of had to stick to it. So I'm just trying to make like a teardrop shape. Yeah, looking back, I totally would have made these smaller, but you know, it's all good. You could totally skip these tears too if you just like weren't really feeling it. I do a cut on my forehead that makes me look dead, so don't feel like you have to do these tears. Here I am doing that cut, so I'm literally just doing a straight line across in the fake blood, and we're gonna add a bunch of layers to this and a lot of definition, so it'll look more realistic as we go. I kept trying to mess around with the blood while it was still wet, so definitely let it dry so that you're not just like moving it all around. So now I'm taking a liquid liner and just doing a straight line right through the cut. This is gonna add a lot of depth and give it some definition. And then you wanna blend, and you wanna add some more, and then blend, and then add some more. I literally went back and forth for this for like 10 minutes. Another black line, another shadow. Just keep going until it looks realistic and you feel like it gives the effect you're looking for. Once I feel like I have enough blending going on, I'm taking that blood again and just giving one last effect because this makes it look super realistic. I let some of the blood just like clump up in certain parts and it definitely looked really gross and kind of realistic. Now for the lip, I did not have a dark enough shade, so I'm actually mixing two. I took a NYX shade in Transylvania and did my first layer, and then I'm taking Kylie Cosmetics in Mary Jo, and I'm gonna add that right over top just to give this like red, purpley effect because I didn't have anything dark enough. And I'm just cleaning up the bottom of my lip because red lip can get a little bit messy, so I'm just taking some foundation, fixing it, and putting it all together. So originally for my hair, I wanted to do a festival style look, so I'm sort of just mimicking the hair I wear when I go to music festivals, but now looking back, it also kind of looks like devil horns or just like, I don't know, cute pigtails. So seriously, just do whatever hair you want depending on what dead look you're going for.